How your driver head sits to the ground is seriously hurting you. And what I mean by this is if you're getting it wrong, if you're not in the right position, are you more toe down, toe up or flat, it can seriously harm your drives. It could be the reason why you're hooking. It could be the reason why you're slicing. One little change will seriously just make all the difference. Now, one thing I would say with this video, there is a bit of a spectrum of how much you can do it. And what I mean by that is think of a volume button. The more you do it, the louder it is, the more it's going to affect your game, whether that be toe up or toe down, okay? Or even flat. As we go through this video, you will realize what I'm saying. So let's start what I see most commonly. When we grab our driver, we put it down behind the ball and we want to get it flat. Now that is completely wrong. We don't want the bottom flat to the ground. When the club is flat to the ground, it encourages you to get a little bit closer. It encourages you to get the club slightly in the palm, okay? And when you get closer and slightly in the palm, this is really going to encourage much weaker shots. Palm grip, very, very hard to square that face, leaving the face open, whee, big shots off to the right. Standing a little bit closer to it, hard to be dynamic, encourages that flatter shoulder plane and then a little bit of a reaction on the way down. So let's now lead into toe down, because as I said, there's a bit of a volume button. So if you're flat and then we move in the club in this direction, so essentially turning the volume up on that mistake, the more you're going to get it in the palm, the weaker your shots are going to become, the less likely you are to be even more dynamic over that. So can you see the pattern of being flat to two-toe down is that you're going to grip it more in the palm, you're going to stand closer and you're going to create weaker shots that travel to the right. So I'm going to hit this one away. Have a look at this, right? I'm going to go flat to toe down. That's how I stand to it, because of that's how I set my golf club in that address position. Now watch this. This is the best I could ever hit it from here. Slice, slice, slice. Now in this video, I have got just the fix for you so you can measure it yourself, so you can get it exactly right every single time. Now, if you're wondering, Alex, how do you get all the ideas for these videos? That easy, it's from you. Yes, you, the viewers, because we're powered by you. I am powered by you. I'm answering these questions here today, and if you want to get involved, subscribe, turn the bell, and just pop your comment or query about your game down below, no matter how big or how small. Now let's do the opposite to that. So that was flat to toe down. Now if we go and place our club down and go flat to toe up, so in this direction, this changes a few things. We start to see more hook curvature. When we have our hands down here, we can be a little bit more wristy in the shot. What I also see here is, if you think about this logically, I said that would get the club to sit more in the palm, just naturally because of the angle of my hand. It's like I'm placing the club in here like this. It's always going to sit in my palm. Whereas now, if I place the club in my hand like that, when the hands are really much lower and the toes more up, it's so much easier to get it in the fingers. So having the hands lower and the toe up has way more grip benefits than having the toe down and the hands higher, okay? So you can see here, look at this. Look how my hands the club just falls there into my fingers. Now, as I said, the weak benefits to this are we get a little bit handsy, hard to be dynamic. We're sort of too much over that golf ball. Legs are too bent, okay? So we don't want to be that low. Have a look at these shots here. This is sort of how I would hit this one. We might end up with not a lot of rotation and shots that go a little bit off to the left of target. So let's now run through exactly how we want to stand to this golf ball with this club. So we realise now we don't want it toe down, we certainly don't want it flat, and we don't want it too much toe up. That gets us too wristy. And you can see the effects of grip from being too much toe down, gets you in the palm, weaker shots, to too much toe up, gets the hands a bit too much involved and creates the club to be more in the fingers. So how do we actually want this club to sit? So we get the grip benefits, the body benefits, and gives you the best chance of finding the middle, hitting it as long as possible. Well, dead easy. I've got a method that you can use exactly. So I placed my 6-iron on the ground here. All I want you to do is place your driver up against the shaft. So where you can just feel the shaft touching under that toe side. So I've rammed it up against it and I can feel it just under that. Then stand to your golf ball. So you can see here, I'm right in the middle of being flat to 2-toe up, okay? I'm right in the middle of being flat to 2-toe up. This way it's easier to get the club in the fingers. It's easier to get my relationship to the ball better. Therefore, I've got a better chance of creating a turn, a better chance of swinging more into out and releasing this club, because we know the spectrum of the other parts of this. So I would actually recommend doing that on the golf course, doing that on the range, where you just go, boom, test it, stand to it, shuffle in, keeping everything the same, and then you can just hit away. And then it feels so much easier. Think about it. You're setting the angle before you've even started to make the swing work for you. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.